There is a song that is trending. No turning back. No turning back. And this morning, because I'm going to make a comment on it, I checked the viewership of that song. The views on YouTube is over 4 million now.
So
that is not what will cause you
right?
to follow Jesus.
Okay.
Not by singing, I have decided to follow Jesus. What pains me about that song is that the person singing the song is contrary to Jesus. I have decided, song that, if you know the story behind that hymn, you will cry. Because it was an issue of life or death. Deny Jesus or we kill you. And the song came out of the person. A true believer that has met with the Lord, when you sing that song, something rings inside you. Because as you are singing it, you are counting the cost. I have decided to follow. You are counting the things that you left behind. You are counting the things that you are suffering for remaining with him.
I am not a pastor. I'm not a prophet. Not a deacon or whatever. I'm just a random believer and a church goer. As a matter of fact, I play drums in church. So I also love God. Now, a lot of arguments have been going on across social media about gaisebaba, especially around his appearance, the way he tints his hair, and whether that makes him unfit to represent Christ. I want to contribute to the discussion, but let me be clear. I'm not here to pick sides. I want you to know that I'm not here to pick sides. I'm not here to support or attack anyone. I'm here just to share my thoughts, okay? It seems like once someone becomes visible in the Christian space, especially as a musician, preacher, or public figure, they are expected to be perfect. The moment you do something unconventional, like maybe you dye your hair or wear a different outfit, some people are quick to say you don't represent Christ. But here is my question. When did we become God's image auditors? Like, when did we become God's assistant? Since when did we as believers start acting like God's PA or his assistant, deciding who is qualified and who is not? Please don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the people speaking against gaisebaba don't have valid concerns or they don't have points, okay? Some of them are genuinely coming from a place of caution. Maybe they feel that being a role model means setting a certain example. That is fair. And that's their opinion, obviously, okay? But here is the issue. God didn't come down and personally tell them that what gaisebaba is doing is wrong. That's the part I'm not comfortable with. That's condemnation, especially in public. Public condemnation. That should never be our first response, especially when it's not based on sin, but on appearance. Jesus said, we will know them by their fruit, not by their style of music, not their fashion, and definitely not their ear tint or maybe ear dye or whatever. When I listened to No Turning Back by gaisebaba and Lawrence Oyor, the message was clear. It's about commitment to Christ, about not turning back, no matter what. The lyrics didn't glorify vanity or sin. They glorified God. And honestly, that should be our concern. If the message is Christ, then why are we dragging the messenger, for God's sake? For crying out loud. Why are we dragging the messenger? One thing I've learned in this life is people will always talk. If you are too quiet, they will say you are fake. If you are outspoken, they will say you are proud. If you are different, they will say you are rebellious. Even Jesus, who is perfect, was constantly criticized. They called him a glutton. They called him a wine bibber, a friend of sinners. And if Jesus himself faced that kind of judgment, what makes us think today's ministers won't? So let's breathe. Let's remember that the grace is not just a church word, it is lifestyle. Okay, I think the real question we need to ask is what is going on in our own hearts? Are we focusing so much on other people's appearance because we are ignoring our own spiritual growth? In fact, as a matter of fact, Muslims hardly criticize or condemn each other in public like this. Like, I hardly see something like that. Why? Because there is love and unity among them. Whether in prayer, dress, doctrine, like, you really see them dragging each other online over personal differences like this. They protect the image and their faith with loyalty. That doesn't mean they agree on everything, but they understand the power of unity. So my question is, what happened to Christian love? What happened to, by this all men will know you are my disciples? if you have love for one another that is written in the Bible. When I see a brother ministering and his fruit is inspiring people to love God more, I'm encouraged, not distracted by his ear or by his hairstyle or by whatever. Yes, God uses all kinds of people, even those that don't fit the church brochure. In conclusion, I'm not saying everyone has to agree with how gaisebaba looks or minister. We all come from different backgrounds and convictions. That's fine, okay? But what I'm saying is this: don't be so quick to condemn. You are not the judge. You don't be so quick to judge. Don't be so quick to just like, you understand? Let's focus on what matters, and that is the message, the worship, the glory going to God. So because they are actually giving the glory to God, like it's glorifying God, let's focus on that. Okay, let's correct in love when necessary, but not with pride or self-righteousness. The funniest part is even those the people that are even making the complaints, that are even complaining itself, like they are condemning. If you check their heart, go to their closet, check what they are doing. Like, why? Some people will just come out for just talking sake. They will just come out for just talking sake, and anytime when they just see that someone is just doing something that is very, and they will just come and they will just want to, just cause confusion everywhere. Please, let's stop this. It's not making sense. Let's stop it. Because at the end of the day, God looks at the heart, not the hair, not the fashion, not the lifestyle, not the every other thing. God looks at the heart. That's the truth. Like that is the truth. That's the fact. Okay. So last on the judgment day, that's when we will even know those who are actually serving God and those who are not, like, are just doing eye service. So I think we should just all wait for the judgment day. If you have made it this far, thank you for listening and thank you for watching. I would love to hear your thoughts, not argument, please, but honest thoughts about this. Let's discuss with maturity and respect. Drop your comments below. Share this if you think it will help someone see things from a different perspective. And you can also do it to subscribe to this channel. Okay, so I pray that God bless you. Whether your ear is tinted, braided, or bad, we are all loved by the same God. Okay, let's stop all this. God bless you. Peace out.